Okay, so what if I told you that a brand new AI test just proved that a machine can do the job of a top human professional? And not just on a few tasks, but on over 70% of them. Well, today on The Explainer, we are digging into some truly groundbreaking results from a new model called GPT 5.2 and what this really means for the future of your career.
All right, so let's get right into it. For years, right, we've been grading AI with things like academic exams, testing its book smarts. But let's be honest, does acing a multiple choice test really prove that an AI can do your job or my job? The answer, as it turns out, is not really. You see, the heart of the issue is what researchers call the small world problem. And it's this. There is a massive, massive gap between solving a neat little puzzle on a test and actually tackling a messy, complex, real-world professional task. And this slide just lays it out perfectly. Small world problems, like those academic tests, they give you all the info you need right up front. It's all self-contained. But real work, that's a big world problem. It means you have to pull in ideas from all over the place, use a bunch of different skills at once, and create something complex, like a real spreadsheet or an actual legal brief. So this is where a totally new benchmark comes into play. This one isn't designed for the classroom. It's designed for the actual economy. It's a test for reality, and they're calling it GDP-Val. The whole point of GDP-Job-Val is to measure an AI's real-world economic value. I mean, it's named after gross domestic product for a reason, right? The goal isn't just to measure some abstract intelligence score. It's to find out if an AI can do the kind of work that actually drives the economy. And listen, this is no simple pop quiz. We're talking about a super comprehensive test covering 44 different professional jobs, from software developers writing code, to lawyers crafting arguments, to project managers building out plans. And the tasks themselves, they were designed and are graded by industry vets with more than a decade of experience. So you know this is the real deal. This really shows you how intense it is. The AI can't just spit out a paragraph of text. No way. It has to produce the actual thing, a finished, formatted slide deck, a working spreadsheet, a detailed engineering diagram. It's all about creating a professional-grade, ready-to-use artifact. So with this new, way tougher test ready to go, OpenAI let its latest model, GPT 5.2, take a crack at it. And the results were honestly staggering. Now, the previous model, GPT 5.1, it did okay, posted a respectable score, but what happened next wasn't just some small improvement. It was a true generational leap forward in what these things can do. So here's the number, 70.9%. GPT 5.2 either beat or tied top-tier human professionals in 70.9% of these complex, real-world tasks. Just let that sink in for a second. On almost 3/4 of these expert-level jobs, the AI performed as well as, or even better than, a human expert. And just to put that number in context, its direct predecessor, GPT 5.1, only scored 38.8% on the very same test. That jump from about 39% to nearly 71%, that isn't just an upgrade. It's a fundamental shift in capability. It's a game changer. So, a score this high is a huge deal. It means we've officially crossed a new line, something the analysis calls the expert parity threshold. But it's super important to understand what that actually means, and maybe even more important, what it doesn't mean. Not yet, anyway. What this score really tells us is that the AI is now a minimum viable professional. Basically, it can reliably do complex tasks and produce quality work if you give it clear instructions. But, and this is a big but, it's not a minimum viable employee. GPT-Val is a one-shot test. It can't measure all those other crucial skills, like taking vague feedback, collaborating with teammates, or navigating all the weirdness of office politics. And that brings us to that last, crucial 29.1%, the space where human expertise is still king. We're talking about handling fuzzy situations where the stakes are really high, that back-and-forth creative collaboration, and coming up with truly new solutions to problems. These skills, that's the new premium on human talent. So, what does this all mean for our jobs? For the future of knowledge work? Well, it sets up this brand new dynamic, a tension between unbelievable speed on one side and the absolute critical need for trust on the other. We are now officially in a world where AI can handle the execution of more than 70% of professional work, and that completely changes the role of the human expert. Our job shifts from doing the work to directing the work, verifying the work, and applying our judgment to it. But here's the catch. The data shows that even though the AI can create these complex things more than 11 times faster than a human, it still takes an expert about 7 hours, costing nearly $400 just to check a single one of those outputs. And it gets worse. Trying to automate the checking process has basically failed. Automated graders only agree with the human experts about 2/3 of the time. This is creating what the report calls an AI quality assurance crisis. And this quote from the analysis just nails it perfectly. The biggest problem for businesses isn't getting the AI to do the work anymore. The real bottleneck is building the systems to make sure that work is actually right, that it's safe, and that you can trust it. And that leaves us with one final, pretty provocative thought. If an AI can reliably handle the execution for the majority of what we used to call expert-level work, then the value of a professional is no longer just about doing. This isn't really about replacement, it's about a complete redefinition of what expertise even means. What do you think?